Hey, it's Dr. Ernst, host of the Ask Dr. Ernst Show. What if I told you, as 2026 is upon us, that you don't need to set a resolution? You don't need to change your diet. You don't even need to go to the gym to lose weight. You just need to turn on your body's fat-burning switch. Hey, it exists, and I have a brand new ebook that'll show you exactly how to flip that switch so you can start losing 10, 15, even 20 pounds in the next couple weeks. To receive your free ebook, text the word weight loss plus your name and email to 704-906-2094. I'll text it to you today, and you get access to a live stream online masterclass Saturday, January 10th, where I will show you not only how to lose weight, but how to revolutionize your health in 2026. Get rid of the chronic pain, get rid of the chronic fatigue, bring your body back to a level of health so you can kick a medication to the curb and actually heal for real this year. Text the word weight loss plus your name and email to 704-906-2094. Once again, 704-906-2094.
Would you like to experience a better night's sleep? Want to feel well rested and ready for your day? Discover an amazing solution with Cellular Sleep Recovery. Our Cellular Sleep Recovery products are made from a patented yarn embedded with a blend of 13 infrared active minerals. Cellular technology never washes out. The benefits will last for their entire lifespan. Minerals reflect the body's own energy by using Cellular infrared active technology, boosting your oxygen levels and improving circulation to reach REM sleep gracefully. Our customers love to comfortably sleep throughout the night because of Cellular. We've conducted 9 independent clinical studies by well-respected scientific institutions and universities that prove the many positive effects Cellular has on the body. Our technology is designed to help you achieve a refreshing sleep recovery. Get into bed to experience our smooth Cellular Egyptian cotton blend sheets. Protect your mattress against the sands of time with our Cellular mattress protectors. With our pillow protectors, you get the benefits of our recovery therapy. Explore new places and feel well rested throughout your journeys. Discover luxurious support that allows you to sleep in almost any position. Neck blankets are small and compact. You can bring them with you just about anywhere. Experience the foundation your body deserves. Start waking up refreshed and always ready for the day ahead. It's time to achieve the best sleep of your life to unlock your hidden potential. Start experiencing a better night's sleep with our Cellular Sleep Recovery products today. Cellular. Recycle your body's energy.
What if we told you that the health benefits of coffee could actually be increased through conscious roasting, sourcing, and processing? Introducing Purity, a health-conscious coffee company. At Purity, we've brought together a world-class team to analyze every step in the production chain from cherry to cup. We make decisions with only one thing in mind: how can we make the healthiest coffee in the world? Here's our 3-step process. Step 1, we search the world for the highest quality organic green beans that meet our exacting standards. Way less than 1% of coffee worldwide fit our sourcing criteria. Step 2, we test, and test again to create a specific roasting protocol for each harvest that maximizes healthy compounds and minimizes toxins. Step 3, we nitrogen pack our coffee within 48 hours of roasting and deliver to your door every 2 weeks to ensure maximum freshness. The result is the ultimate coffee drinking experience. You'll not only taste the difference in our clean, healthy coffee, with Purity, you'll feel the difference.
Our coffee club members report a bright, alert lift with less jitters than regular coffee and much more gentle on the stomach.
Sign up for Purity today, and you'll never have to worry about your source for healthy coffee again.
Good afternoon. Happy Saturday. You know what time it is. It's the Ask Dr. Ernst Show. Hey, it's a show where pounds are shed. Yep, disease is dead, and you can be set free from your health problems when you become your own doctor and learn the truth behind the actual causes of health conditions. I'm coming at you today quite energized because this morning I had the 30 Pounds in 30 Days Masterclass that we host every January. There were 750 local people online today. And man, we had a great event. I was showing the secrets on losing 15 to 30 pounds in as little as 4 weeks. We talked about how to turn on your fat burning switch. We talked about how if you want to truly transform your weight, you need to stop looking at the scale, stop looking at diets and exercises, and start focusing inward on your health. And here's the free offer I'm going to give to you right now, because I think some of you may have gone, wait, I missed that. I would have loved to have been on that. It's the new year. I'm doing everything I can with diet and exercise. I'm not getting the results I wanted. Why don't you break free and text the word replay plus your name and email to 704-906-2094. What you'll get is instant access replay. I recorded the entire event. I'll also offer for you something unique, a direct 15-minute consult with myself so we can discuss what's going on with your health. Is that connected to your weight loss resistance? And what can you do this year to fully break free? Not just lose 10 to 15 or 20 pounds, but actually heal from the inside out. So if you'd like to get access to the instant replay and to have the consultation call with myself, simple, text the word replay plus your name and email right now to 704-906-2094. Guys, this is only available right now. As soon as I break into my show topic, no longer available. Take a moment right now, text the word replay plus your name and email to 704-906-2094. What are you getting with this? Instant access to the masterclass I hosted this morning. It shows you how to turn on your fat burning switch. It shows you how to lose 15 to 30 pounds in as little as 4 weeks. It teaches you how to stop focusing on your weight and start focusing on your health and watch as the fat melts off afterwards. So simple. Text the word replay plus your name and email to 704-906-2094 because in just 10 seconds, that offer is closed. I know, right? 704-906-2094. Oh, look at all the texts coming in. You guys are amazing. I know, right? It's January. We want to get healthy. We want to lose weight. We want our energy back. So take that option. Hit the word replay to us, and we'll get everything you need. 704-906-2094. All you have to do is text the word replay, your name and email, and you're in. And then my team will connect with you so you and I can talk and figure out what do you need to build a health plan for this year that's going to revolutionize everything inside of your body. And today's topic is a very unique one. And I want to start off this segment by saying that it might feel a little uncomfortable, but it's absolutely something that's necessary if we're going to have an honest conversation about the number one health issue in the United States today: heart health in America. Heart disease is still currently the number one cause of death in this country. Not cancer, not accidents, not even infections, heart disease. And what makes this fact even more troubling, in my opinion, is that we're not meaningfully any better off today than we were decades ago, despite all of our advancements in cardiology and cardiovascular health. Think about this for a minute. I want you to think about this. We live today in an era of advanced imaging, very precise lab testing, tons of cholesterol-lowering medications, blood pressure-lowering medications, stents, bypass surgeries, even wearable technologies. Yet we can see inside the heart. We can find out all this stuff that we couldn't even think about 20, 30, 40, 50 years ago. But people today are still having heart attacks at alarming rates, and watch this, even with normal cholesterols, even while faithfully taking medications. Sudden cardiac events seem to come out of nowhere for most of us, and this should force us to ask a very unique question. Why, with all the technology, all the advancements, all the drugs, is heart disease not reversing? Well, the problem, in my opinion, persists despite the enormous efforts and the resources and the technology. It means that we're solving the wrong problem. It doesn't mean that your doctors don't care about you. It doesn't mean that you're not trying your hardest to do everything to make your heart healthy. It means the framework of cardiovascular disease itself is incomplete, again, in my opinion. In the case of heart disease, the dominant framework is built around controlling numbers. You have to get your blood pressure to this. You have to get your cholesterol to this. You have to get your heart rate to this. You have to get your calcium scores to this. Instead of understanding the basic biology of the human heart. Modern cardiology exists in managing measurements. Again, blood pressure, LDL, HDL, total cholesterol, ratios, calcium scores. But the numbers themselves don't cause the disease. Total cholesterol has been completely debunked as being connected to cardiovascular disease. What they are, instead, these numbers are signals. They are reflections of something deeper happening long before the numbers themselves even change. So when modern medicine focuses on suppressing symptoms, instead of correcting the very stressors that are causing them, the disease itself can quickly and quietly stay beneath the surface, which is why cardiovascular disease is still such a big deal today. Your heart does not just suddenly break down. It adapts, it compensates, it works harder. It can increase pressure to compensate for a deficiency. It can change rhythm. It redistributes blood flow. And it can do this for years or even decades before a symptom shows up that's detected by modern medicine. So by the time someone is told they have heart disease, that process has usually been unfolding silently for years. And this is why so many people often will say, man, I felt blindsided. Like I thought I was doing great, but now, boom, my doctor says I have. You've been told your numbers are fine, and then all of a sudden, they're not, right? It can create fear and confusion and even frustration. But here's the truth. Your body's been sending you signals for a long time. Most of us just not have been taught how to interpret them. So in functional medicine, we start in different places. We don't ask, what drugs lower this number? We ask, wait, why is your system stressed out and why is that number high in the first place? We don't ask, how do we manage your risks? We ask, what's damaging the tissue in the first place? Because organs don't just malfunction on their own. They're responding intelligently to the environment they're placed in. So when your environment improves, guess what can happen to function? It can improve. And this shift, by the way, can make heart disease something you have control over. And what's understandable and even challengeable is that you can do this yourself, but we have to know what's going on and what to do to fix it. So guess what today's show is? Exactly that. We have to dismantle some very deeply ingrained cardiovascular myths. So I have for you guys something new, my updated and upgraded 2026 Heart Disease Heal Thyself ebook. It's going to explain everything about the myths behind heart disease. But here's the best part of it. If you have high blood pressure, have high cholesterol, have high triglycerides, an arrhythmia, a palpitation, if you've got a heart health issue, this ebook is going to set you free by showing you how to take care of it yourself. And as you know, we do masterclasses every month. So on Saturday, February 7th, yes, it's about 4 weeks away from today, I'm hosting what's called the Heart Disease Heal Thyself Masterclass. Look, if you're someone who's going, man, I would love to lower my blood pressure, my cholesterol, get my heart healthier, maybe even attack my calcium scores. I've got cardiovascular disease in my family history, which, by the way, you've got a 50-50 chance that's you. Then you need to text the phrase HEART with your name and email to 704-906-2094. I'll send you the ebook for free. And you get access to the masterclass where I will teach you a simple 3-step system that I've used in the AskDrErnst networks, in our clinics here in Charlotte, that we've seen blood pressure, cholesterol, palpitations, arrhythmias literally disappear because we're not focusing on the symptom, we're going to the root cause. So again, you can grab this ebook for free now, and you can start implementing it now and even see cardiovascular health changes now. 704 906-2094. All we need is your name, your email, the word heart. Boom, it's sent to you free today. So let's begin with, I'll call it myth number 1. This is a huge challenge. Cholesterol. Cholesterol has been blamed for causing heart disease for so long that most people have never even considered the thought that actually current new research shows it's not the truth. Cholesterol is not a toxin. It is not a waste product. It is something your body makes. Cholesterol is one of the most essential molecules in the human biology. Your brain is largely composed of cholesterol. Did you know this? Every hormone, cortisol, estrogen, progesterone, testosterone, they all begin with cortisol, with cholesterol. So a lot of people are like, oh, I've got really low testosterone, my hormones are off balance. It's because you're more than likely trying to push your cholesterol down with medications. Every cell membrane in your body requires cholesterol for flexibility and communication. Without cholesterol, life wouldn't even function. But here's the role of cholesterol that very few people talk about. It is a repair molecule. I want you to please, I hope this sets in. Cholesterol is actually there to fix a problem. When tissues are damaged in your body, cholesterol is delivered to the area of damage to stabilize cell membranes and support repaired tissue. This is true in your muscles if there's muscle breakdown. This is true in your skin. It's true in your nervous system. It's even true in the lining of your arteries. So when cholesterol is found inside of an artery, the intelligent question is not, why is the cholesterol here? The intelligent question should be, what is injuring that artery? Do you see the difference? This distinction changes everything. If cholesterol truly caused heart disease, then lowering cholesterol would eliminate heart disease. But it hasn't. In fact, large population studies show that LDL cholesterol alone is a very poor predictor of cardiovascular disease. Listen to this one. In 2016, this is almost 10 years ago, a study done in the British medical journal Open examined LDL cholesterol and mortality in people over the age of 60. And listen to this. No association between high LDL and increased risks of cardiovascular death. In many cases, high LDL was actually associated with lower cardiovascular death. That's a unique one, isn't it? This finding alone should force a full reevaluation of this cholesterol-centered model. Plaque is not just cholesterol. It's a mixture of cholesterol and immune cells and oxidized fats and even calcium and toxins. So what happens is cholesterol shows up because the artery itself is already injured and your body is attempting to stabilize the injury. So if you remove cholesterol from your bloodstream by taking cholesterol-lowering medications, that does nothing to the inflammation. It didn't remove the oxidative stress. It doesn't remove the toxicity. This is why lowering cholesterol often fails to reverse physical heart disease. But here's the important action step that I'd like you to take. Stop obsessing over cholesterol by itself. Instead, what you should be asking is this. If your cholesterol numbers are high, you should be saying, I wonder what my body is trying to repair in the first place. Look at those cholesterol markers as a reflection of the stress and the inflammation going on inside of your body. And if you address that, then you can start to see cholesterols, they innately reset to where they should by themselves. This tells us so much more about cardiovascular health issues. Fasting insulin, inflammatory markers, your triglycerides. Cholesterol itself is not the enemy. We've talked about this many times before. It's labeled all in the Heart Disease Heal Thyself ebook, which is free for you today. Just text the word HEART with your name and email to 704-906-2094 to grab the ebook and the masterclass I'm hosting on Saturday, February 7th. It's the first Saturday of next month. It's going to be here before you know it. It's in a couple weeks. Cholesterol's not the enemy. Think of it as a firefighter. It's there to put the fire out. The question should be, what is the fire? Okay, other challenge, number 2, blood pressure. Another myth is that heart health has a lot to do with my blood pressure. And listen, blood pressure doesn't just rise randomly. It rises always in response to a stressor within your system. This stress could come from inflammation, insulin resistance, nervous system imbalance, even stiffening of the arteries and the vessels of your body from chronic injury. And it can be because of overworked stress on your heart. Remember, blood pressure is not an actual disease, it's compensation. So lowering blood pressure with medications, yes, it can reduce short-term risks, but it doesn't explain why the pressure was elevated in the first place. And if the underlying driver is never addressed, then your body will continue to struggle even if your blood pressure numbers are normal. One of the most overlooked drivers of blood pressure. So listen, if you have high blood pressure, like this is it, you should perk up and pay attention right now. The driving factor of high blood pressure is often your blood sugar and your insulin. And I know what you might be thinking, like, wait, I thought that was diabetes. What does that have to do with high blood pressure? Well, most people don't realize that blood sugar is a major inflammatory action. The belief is often one of the biggest blind spots in modern cardiology. What does blood sugar and insulin have to do with heart disease? That's diabetes. Long before blood sugar rises, insulin elevates. And chronically high levels of insulin are shown to physically damage the arteries of your heart, promote inflammation, cause sodium retention, aka fluid retention, and even build stiffness of your blood vessels. There's research published in the Journal of American Medical Association that shows insulin resistance significantly increases cardiovascular disease, even in people that do not have a diagnosis of diabetes. And let me ask you this. If you're someone who has a heart health issue, blood pressure, cholesterol, palpitations, arrhythmias, have you had a fasting insulin test done? More than likely, the answer is no. Very, very rarely will you get a fasting insulin measurement during a cardiological evaluation. By the time blood sugar is really abnormal, vascular damage has already taken place. And the inflammation that comes from that is what then attracts the cholesterol to get into the arteries. So if you understand what I'm saying, the plaque is the effect, the blood pressure is the effect, the cause is the inflammatory response caused by elevated insulin and elevated blood sugars. But the empowering part of this for you, ready, is insulin resistance is extremely reversible. Not only can you reduce refined carbohydrates and stop eating food late at night, but we can start to implement fasting windows. Man, I'm telling you, the power of a water fast for 3 or 4 days and the power of intermittent fasting is revolutionary when it comes to lowering blood sugars and lowering insulin. And here's the thing, when insulin starts to come down, inflammation goes down. And when inflammation goes down, blood vessels relax. And when blood vessels relax, blood pressure goes down naturally. Do you get it? It's not a theory. This is the physiological response that takes place inside your body. So if you step back and you look at a bigger picture, there's a very clear pattern that can emerge. Cholesterol rises when your body is injured, period. So again, if you have high cholesterol, it's not a cardiovascular issue as a front effect. Number 2, blood pressure is always going to go up because your system is under stress. Number 3, plaque, if you have it. Oh, you don't understand. I have a blocked artery. Okay, I get it. But plaque is forming because the inflammation of the vessels was never addressed or resolved in the first place. None of these are random. They're actually intelligent adaptations to, unfortunately, the hostile environment that's been created inside of your body. That environment, ready for this, is shaped by what you eat, how you sleep, how neurologically stressed out you are, how toxic you are, and if your brain is physically communicating with all of your organs properly or not. These are not lifestyle preferences. They're actually biological drivers of cardiovascular disease. Another very deeply ingrained misconception I want to talk about is the fact that heart disease is genetic. Genetics influence susceptibility, yes, but they do not dictate the destiny of your health. I want you to think of your genes as like a gun that's loaded, but it's the environment that pulls the trigger. And the environment that most people live in today is profoundly inflammatory, metabolically disruptive, and even neurologically exhausting. Ultra-processed foods, sleep that's being sacrificed, stress that's constant. We very rarely move. Toxins are completely unavoidable today, and yet we often are surprised when our heart is starting to have problems. Your heart isn't failing because it's weak. It's failing because often it's being forced to compensate for way too long. So this is why simply managing your numbers without addressing the root cause will lead to massive frustration, both for you and your physicians. Your numbers can look better, but often the condition is still present. So what we, with functional health care, look at is we don't reject conventional tools. You need them. You got to get things tested, but it reframes how you look at them. Numbers become information, not a diagnosis. Diagnoses become feedback, not your destiny. Treatment should be, in my opinion, about restoring balance to your body instead of suppressing symptoms. And this shift is profoundly empowering for you, because once you understand that heart disease isn't random, it's not inevitable, it's not genetic, you're going to realize that change is possible. It's not magic. It's just actually science-backed logic and biology. So listen, when we come back from this next commercial break, man, the rubber hits the road, and I'm going to show you exactly what causes the cellular damage. We're going to talk about chronic inflammation as the true engine of heart disease, the role of toxins and heavy metals. Listen, today you're going to have to address the fact that you are more than likely toxic. And if you address the toxins properly, the inflammation leaves. We're going to talk about mitochondrial energy and how it weakens your heart, and why the number one most overlooked cause of heart disease has been inside of you all this time and no one's ever addressed it. It's the fact of how clear is the communication between your brain and all of your organs, including your heart. Subluxations, neurological interferences may be the reason you haven't shaken your cardiovascular disease. So before the commercial looms in the next minute or two, take a moment right now, pick up your phone, open your messaging app, type in this number, 704-906-2094, and send this, the word heart, your name, your email, and just smash that send button. Guess what it's going to do? You're going to get the Heart Disease Heal Thyself ebook, which not only goes through what I just talked, but it gives you protocols and steps to start lowering cholesterol, lowering blood pressure, resetting palpitations and arrhythmias. It's yours 100% free. And I'm going to give you access to the new Masterclass that I'm hosting in 4 weeks. Heart Heal Thyself. Look, I promise you, blood pressure can reset. Cholesterols can go down. Palpitations, arrhythmias, they can disappear if we stop chasing the symptoms and we start addressing the underlying structural and functional root causes. When you stop fighting symptoms and start forcing them down, but instead go after the cause, healing will begin, and it manifests because that's how God created your body. You're designed to repair and regenerate. So if you have high blood pressure, the question should be not, what medication do I take to lower it? It should be, what can I do naturally to reset the tone and the systems of my body so my blood pressure comes down by itself? The same for cholesterol, the same for palpitations, the same for arrhythmias. I've seen this over and over and over again with patients that come into the Ask Dr. Ernst clinics here in Charlotte. So my question for you is this. Are you ready this year to finally say goodbye high cholesterol the right way, goodbye high blood pressure the right way, goodbye palpitations, arrhythmias, tachycardias? If it's a cardiovascular health issue, the Masterclass is going to show you exactly what to do. The ebook is going to educate you and give you tips to do it right now, but all you have to do is text simply the word heart, your name and email to 704-906-2094. Hey, it's the Ask Dr. Ernst Show. Don't go away. When we come back, where real heart health begins at home.
Wine is a fermented beverage that has been enjoyed by humanity for over 8,000 years. Our ancestors believed in its magical healing powers. Wine has been a well-studied part of our history, but recently it's changed. The wines sold today in most stores and restaurants are not the same wines enjoyed by our ancestors. Today, wine is a highly processed, factory-made product filled with toxins and industrial additives. The grapes are farmed with machines and heavy pesticide use, and the marketing is misleading and dishonest. Wines free from this human intervention still exist. They're called natural wines. These wines are a return to the old way of making and enjoying wine. Free from commercial additives, high sugar, and heavy alcohol content, these wines are a beautiful expression of nature. They're also extremely rare. Less than 1% of the world's wines are grown to this standard. They are made in hyper-small quantities by family farmers who work by hand using ancient practices. This is the kind of wine that derive from wine sources. We search the globe looking for pure natural wines, carefully nurtured by family growers who work with nature, and we take it a step further, sourcing wines that meet our strict criteria for farming, purity, and taste. We only work with organically grown wines, farmed without irrigation and without heavy machinery. Grapes are hand-picked and then fermented using native wild yeast, not the industry standard GMO yeasts. Our wines are pure, lab-tested by an independent enologist for metrics including alcohol and sugar. They also taste extraordinary, bright, fresh, and full of life. They jump out of the glass because they aren't sterilized or heavily processed.
Coffee is the single highest source of antioxidants in the Western diet. More antioxidants than kale, more antioxidants than 70% dark chocolate, and more antioxidants than blueberries.
In fact, what if we told you that coffee is really good for you?
Research shows that 3 to 5 cups of coffee per day dramatically enhances performance in high-intensity exercise, improves memory, reaction times, and overall cognitive function, decreases risk of depression, promotes weight loss by boosting metabolic rates, reduces risk of type 2 diabetes up to 40%, decreases risk of liver cancer up to 71%, reduces risk of Parkinson's up to 30%, and decreases risk of Alzheimer's up to 65%. Overall, coffee drinkers live longer. People who drink 3 to 5 cups of coffee per day have about a 15% lower risk of premature mortality compared to people who don't drink coffee.
And what if we told you that the health benefits of coffee could actually be increased through conscious roasting, sourcing, and processing? Introducing Purity, a health-conscious coffee company. At Purity, we've brought together a world-class team to analyze every step in the production chain from cherry to cup. We make decisions with only one thing in mind: how can we make the healthiest coffee in the world? Here's our 3-step process. Step 1, we search the world for the highest quality organic green beans that meet our exacting standards. Way less than 1% of coffee worldwide fit our sourcing criteria. Step 2, we test, and test again to create a specific roasting protocol for each harvest that maximizes healthy compounds and minimizes toxins. Step 3, we nitrogen pack our coffee within 48 hours of roasting and deliver to your door every 2 weeks to ensure maximum freshness. The result is the ultimate coffee drinking experience. You'll not only taste the difference in our clean, healthy coffee, with Purity, you'll feel the difference.
Our coffee club members report a bright, alert lift with less jitters than regular coffee and much more gentle on the stomach.
Sign up for Purity today, and you'll never have to worry about your source for healthy coffee again.
Good afternoon. Happy Saturday. Welcome back. You're listening to the Ask Dr. Ernst Show. Hey, it's a show where pounds are shed, disease is dead, and where you get to be set free from your health problems when you become your own doctor. Education and empowerment so you learn root causes of your current health issues and you get actionable steps that you can place into your life to heal yourself. Hey, this morning I hosted a masterclass, 30 pounds in 30 days. And at the top of the hour, I gave away replay features. And if you missed the event and you would like to lose 15, 20, 30 pounds in as little as 4 weeks, you'd like to turn on your fat burning switch so you can just watch the fat melt off, you'd like to focus on your health instead of your weight loss, you can grab the replay of that event right now. We had 55 people ask for that replay just in the top of the hour. So I'm going to open that offer again right now, just as we come back for segment 2. If you want to lose weight and do it the right way, I will send you my entire masterclass replay video today, and I'm offering a free consultation with myself so we can dive deep into the history of your health and find out what you can do to revolutionize your healing in this year, 2026, a year of healing for you. If you'd like to do that, simply text the word replay plus your name and email to 704-906-2094. This offer is going to expire in exactly 10 seconds as I finish it out and start segment 2 of our show. So text the word replay plus your name and email to 704-906-2094. Again, you get the masterclass that we did today for free. You get a consultation directly with me so we can discuss your health issues and figure out what's the next step for free. It's a 15-minute phone call directly with myself. Replay plus your name and email, 704-906-2094. Okay, so for those of you who have been tuning in since the top of the hour, we're going to kick off right where we left off because we're talking about cardiovascular health and how we've been focusing on the wrong numbers and the wrong causes. Once you understand this next piece, heart disease is going to feel, I'll call it like something completely logical instead of mysterious and not understandable. In the first segment, we talked about how cholesterol and blood pressure are not the causes of heart disease. They are responses. What we need to talk about is what actually is driving those responses. And the single most important driver is chronic inflammation. Now remember, inflammation is not the enemy by itself. Acute inflammation, you need it, it's for healing. If you cut your skin, you sprain your ankle, inflammation shows up to repair the tissue. That's why it gets hot, that's why it swells, etc. But the problem is chronic, low-grade inflammation that never shuts off. That type of inflammation damages your cardiovascular system year after year after year after year without any of the signs being obvious. Inside your arteries is a very delicate lining called the endothelium. This lining is what regulates blood flow. It controls your blood pressure. It even signals blood vessels when they should dilate and constrict. So if inflammation is present day after day after day, this lining itself becomes irritated, damaged, and dysfunctional. And what happens is that your body now shifts directly into repair mode. This is where cholesterol will enter the story. Cholesterol is sent to patch areas of inflammation. Immune cells, white blood cells will arrive. Over time, calcium can even be deposited to try to physically stabilize that tissue. So plaque formation is not a random event. It is the body's response to repeated injury. And everything I just said, that order and that flow, this isn't me just making it up. It's not speculation. It's one of the most studied modern cardiology events. I want you to look into this. It's called the CANTOS trial, CANTOS. Remember, the Ask Dr. Ernst Show is here to educate you so you can heal yourself. You're going to have to look some of this stuff up. Write this down, CANTOS trial. It was published in the New England Journal of Medicine. It showed that when you reduce inflammation, but you pay no attention to cholesterol or blood pressure, you have a massive lowering in cardiovascular heart attacks, even strokes. even when there were no changes in the numbers for blood pressure and cholesterol. The study proves something profound. Inflammation is not a side effect of heart disease. It is a foundational cause. And inside the Heart Disease Heal Thyself ebook, I have all the causes of inflammation, the protocols you need to do to implement to reverse it. We even have a diet and the herbs and the foods and the supplements that are better for you to take to address your inflammation than what you should take to make your blood pressure go down or to make your cholesterol go down. So back at the very end, the 5 good for your heart anti-inflammatory herbs and vitamins, boom, they're there. All the heart-healthy foods are there. How do you get this ebook? It's free for you right now. Text the word HEART plus your name and email to 704-906-2094. I'm also giving you instant early access registration to my Heart Disease Heal Thyself Masterclass. It's on Saturday, February 7th. It's going to pack out. We had almost 1,000 people on the one I did today on weight loss. I guarantee you we're going to have close to about 1,000 people on the one in February for heart health. So if you want to get rid of blood pressure, cholesterol, palpitations, arrhythmias the natural way, join us for the event. It's free. Just text the word HEART plus your name and email again to 704-906-2094. So where does all this chronic inflammation come from? Well, ideally, it comes from the responses your body is doing, typically because of blood sugars being spiked. It comes from the oils you consume. Today, this concept of canola and vegetable and seed oils being healthy for your heart is a complete misnomer. Seed oils are known to be oxidized easily and inflame your blood vessels. It comes from chronic physiological stress, usually due to toxicity. And it comes from environmental toxins that activate inflammatory pathways. It can also come from the fact that your brain is losing connection with your heart itself, known as a neurological subluxation. And guys, none of these that I just mentioned to you, these foundational causes of heart disease, are fixed by taking statins or blood pressure medications. That's why inflammation is often present, even when people say, well, my blood is looking better. So the action is foundational. Remove the inflammatory inputs. That means that you will start stabilizing blood sugars, getting rid of seed oils, focusing on managing stress, reducing toxic exposure, and enhancing your neurological function. Let's talk about something that is never, ever, ever discussed with cardiology, especially if you've been tested for cardiovascular disease. Toxic burden. Cardiovascular disease is your cardiovascular system is extremely sensitive to toxins, especially heavy metals, and the ones that are heavily connected to cardiovascular disease: mercury, lead, cadmium, arsenic. I'm going to say them again: mercury, lead, cadmium, arsenic. These substances directly damage the endothelial lining of the arteries of your heart. They interfere with nitric oxide production. Very important. Nitric oxide is what keeps your vessels relaxed and keeps them fluid-like and flexible. So when nitric oxide levels go down, vessels constrict, they become stiff, and that is known as atherosclerosis and high blood pressure. You must have nitric oxide for vessel relaxation. Large studies have been done. Listen to this one. In the journal Environmental Health Perspectives, and other peer-reviewed journals show that chronic low-level exposures to heavy metals significantly increases your risks for cardiovascular disease. Did you hear that? If you have heavy metals in your body, you're building cardiovascular disease even before cholesterol and blood pressure elevate. These are not rare poisonings. They're everyday exposures that start to accumulate over time. Most people are exposed to heavy metals today through drinking water. So like what comes through your tap in your house and in your office. Pollution to the air. Unfortunately, a lot of times we're spraying these things physically into the clouds that are being seeded under the chemtrails. Food sources. Yes, a lot of food today can have heavy metals inside of it. The dental materials that are in your mouth, root canals and fillings, occupational environments, even the products you use at home can have toxins inside of them. Toxins accumulate inside tissues of your body and are particularly damaging to the organs that have high demands for energy, like your heart. So here's the problem. There is no standard cardiovascular test screening for heavy metals. You're never going to go to a cardiologist and have them say, we should look at the heavy metals in your body. It is not standard of medical care. And even if it was and it came back positive, they would not connect it with cardiovascular health issues. Cholesterol panels do not tell you how much mercury or lead or aluminum is in your body. Calcium scores don't do it either. Stress tests and all this stuff that we do for cardiovascular evaluations don't show us anything about the toxicity levels within our body. Here's the crazy thing, though. The medications you take are directly connected to the amount of toxins in your body, because medications themselves that are prescribed for heart disease, not only are they toxic, but they don't remove toxins from the human body. Statins themselves cannot get rid of mercury or lead or arsenic. Blood pressure drugs don't chelate heavy metals. Procedures, stents, etc., they don't restore cellular energy productivity. So your heart continues to operate under toxic stress even if your cholesterol numbers look good from your meds or your blood pressure looks good from your meds. Do you guys see this? So action steps, I think, are critical. Number 1, you must today filter your drinking water and technically your bathing water. Having an under-counter sink RO system and say you're good is not enough, because when you're taking a shower or you're bathing, the vaporized water molecules are inhaled, and if you've got heavy metals in your water source, which a lot of us do, then it still gets inside of your body. Be mindful of the fact that today, mercury-laden seafood can be a big problem. The larger the fish, the more mercury typically found inside of it. If you eat a lot of seafood, you probably more than likely have a lot of mercury inside of your body. If you have an older silver amalgam filling, you more than likely have mercury inside of your body. If you were born before 1979, when they removed lead from the United States, you more than likely have lead in your body. Supporting liver detoxification with adequate protein and the micronutrients you need to activate heavy metal chelation and detox is essential. Methylated B vitamins, magnesium, selenium, the herbs that enhance liver detoxification, glutathione, milk thistle, N-acetylcysteine. If you need help with this, guys, look, everything is listed for you. I know you might be saying, like, Dr. Ernst, like my pencil is on fire because I'm taking so many notes. Why don't you just download the Heart Disease Heal Thyself ebook? Everything you need is inside of here, including information on the heavy metals and even references on how to read a heavy metals exam, where to get a heavy metals exam, how to deal with it. There's a detox protocol inside of here, and it's yours free. Text the word HEART plus your name and email to 704-906-2094. The ebook will be sent to you, and you get access to the Masterclass that I'm hosting Saturday, February 7th. Why should you join a Masterclass? Well, number 1, it's live. Literally Q&A. You can just chat your question straight to me. I answer it live. Number 2, I'm going to give you the hard science and a simple 3-step method. Simple 3-step method on getting your heart back on track again, lowering blood pressure, lowering cholesterols, etc. That 3-step method is described for you in the ebook. So you could even start it now. Just text the word HEART plus your name and email to 704-906-2094. Listen, detoxing today, it's not something you just do for the first month of the year. Okay, it should be something that you do all the time. And I'm going to tell you this, it is a requirement. If you want cardiovascular health, you must be addressing your toxins and detoxing from them. Okay, next, let's talk about something that is, again, rarely ever discussed with people with cardiovascular disease. Mitochondria energy dysfunction. Listen to this. Your heart is one of the most energy-dependent organs in your body. It's estimated to beat about 100,000 times each day. And every single beat requires energy from your mitochondria. So when your mitochondrial function is down, the heart doesn't just stop, it becomes inefficient. And here's the thing. More than likely, if I was to ask you, have you ever had your mitochondria tested to find their output of energy? You're going to say no. But if you're a patient of ours, we do this for every single person. I don't know how much I can stress this. The batteries of your body are very important for your overall healing. And the mitochondria in every cell of your body, that's your battery. That's what gives you cellular energy. The output is measurable. Are you at 50%, 60%, 70%? And the unique thing is you can repair mitochondrial stress and damage very easily. And guess what happens to blood pressure when your mitochondria are working? Comes down, and cholesterol's reset, and palpitations clear away, and arrhythmias go away. Again, I'm talking to you about foundational health issues with your heart. Inefficiency of mitochondria. How would I know if I have this, Dr. Ernst? What a great question. Thank you for asking that. Well, it starts with fatigue, shortness of breath, arrhythmias, palpitations, high blood pressure, high cholesterol. Do you see it? The very trend of all the symptoms that's been labeled cardiovascular disease is actually a mitochondrial dysfunction in your body. Long before heart disease will be diagnosed, you will see mitochondrial decline. And the research is consistently showing that mitochondrial dysfunction plays a major role in cardiovascular disease. It starts like this. Oxidative stress, usually from toxins, leads to inflammation, and that inflammation damages the mitochondria themselves. Medications are known to disrupt electrical conductivity across the mitochondrial membrane. Here's where it gets tricky, guys. The blood pressure pills, the cholesterol pills, the baby aspirins, the stuff you're taking, the blood thinners, all these heart health medications are physically slowing down the mitochondria, which is the very thing you need for your heart to heal in the first place. This is why so many people have perfect numbers. My cholesterol's good, my blood pressure's good, my blood thinning natures are good, yet they still end up with heart disease or have a heart attack or have death from cardiovascular disease. Think of it this way. It would look as if the wiring of your system is good, but the battery itself is dead. So the action steps on focusing on getting cellular mitochondrial reset. Reduce oxidative stress. I know it's tough, but you have to lower your inflammation by getting toxins out of your body. So you do need to look into doing some testing. And again, the testing that we recommend for your heart, the actual real testing for your heart, not cholesterol and blood pressure, is in the Heart Disease Heal Thyself ebook. You could actually take this, go to your physician and say, hey, can you run these markers for me? Just simply text the word heart plus your name and email to 704-906-2094. I'll send you the ebook. We also need to ensure that you're getting the correct kind of nutrients. The number one nutrient needed for mitochondrial function, well, there's two technically, active B vitamins, methylated B vitamins, and magnesium. And also technically water and oxygen. So if we have good, clean water, we're getting really good deep breaths, oxygen in our body, we're taking magnesium, and we use methylated B vitamins, you'll start to see your mitochondrial energy improve. And here's the thing. When energy production improves, your heart works more efficiently, and it no longer needs to compensate. So the symptoms, remember the symptoms are high blood pressure, high cholesterol, palpitations, arrhythmias. Those will start to diminish because your body is now in a healthier, healing state. And I have saved the best for last, in my opinion. The number one most overlooked cause of cardiovascular stress is your nervous system and a condition known as subluxation, a disconnection between how the brain and the spine and the nerves talk to your heart and to the organs of your cardiovascular system. Look, your cardiovascular system is not just your heart. I know this is going to sound strange, but your liver, your pancreas, your intestines, your adrenal glands, your kidneys, all of this relates to cardiovascular health. Your heart is the most regulated moment-to-moment system in your body by your nervous system. Your autonomic nervous system ensures that your heart is working exactly how it needs to in the current state that your body is in. So if you're stressed out, your heart's stressed out. If you're not, your heart isn't stressed. Your system balances what's called a fight or flight response with what's called rest and repair. So think of it this way. Chronic stress keeps your body locked in sympathetic dominance. Here's what happens in sympathetic dominance. Blood vessels constrict, high blood pressure, heart rate goes up, tachycardia, blood pressure rises, inflammation elevates, cholesterol lifts as a response, and the doctors see this and then they go, oop, you have heart disease, and they start throwing meds at you. Studies published in the journal Circulation show autonomic nervous system imbalance is a better predictor of cardiovascular disease, listen to this, even when cholesterol and blood pressure look perfect. Did you hear what I just said? You could have perfect blood pressure, perfect cholesterol, and still have a risk for heart disease if you're in an autonomic sympathetic state. Modern life today is making us overly stimulated. Poor sleep, constant digital interruptions because of technology, unresolved emotional stress, postural stresses, subluxations, they all lead to a breakdown and dysfunction. I'm going to tell you a little secret here. There's two primary systems neurologically, sympathetic and parasympathetic. The parasympathetics are driven by something called your vagus nerve. The research behind the vagus nerve in cardiovascular health is profound. There's even studies showing that if you can somehow stimulate your vagus nerve, you can reset your heart rhythm, rate, pressure, and you can even lower your cholesterol. There's so many companies that are trying to make external vagal nerve stimulators. But I'm going to share with you a secret. The vagus nerve comes out of a small hole between your occiput and the first bone of your neck. So if there's an alignment dysfunction between your occiput and the first bone of your neck, which we see in like 90% of people that come to see us clinically. So if you're coming to one of our clinics, we do this exam for your vagus nerve. 90% of people have vagal nerve compression when we do the exam. If you're coming in with cardiovascular disease and you remove the vagal nerve compression using structural chiropractic, physiotherapies, spinal molding techniques, even spinal bracing, you see the vagus nerve improve its tone through testing, and patients go, well, now my blood pressure is normal. Now my cholesterol is resetting. It's no mystery. It's a wire, a neurological wire connecting your brain to your heart, to your liver, to your stomach, to your intestines. So when your nervous system is relaxed and calm, blood vessels relax. Pressure starts to normalize. The heart finally gets a signal from the brain that says it is safe. And what does real heart healing look like? Ready for this? It's not about chasing numbers. It looks like restoring the internal environment to allow for repair, lowering inflammation, lowering toxic burden, increasing energy efficiency with your mitochondria, and removing subluxations in the spine. I just gave it to you right there. Now, on the Masterclass, Saturday, February 7th, I will show you how to test for each of these things yourself. I'll show you how to correct them, and you can then become the purveyor of your heart health. We can even help you come up with a diet routine that supports specifically what your body needs, a detox routine that supports what your body needs to detox from. Does it require some testing? Yes, we'll give discounts. There's ways to do this, guys. It's not complicated. But I need to know if you want me to show you how to get your cardiovascular health back on track the right way. Hey, if that's you, if you're going, I'm tired of taking blood pressure meds, text the word heart plus your name and email to 704-906-2094. If you're going, I'm sick and tired of taking statins, even though my numbers look good, everything's still falling apart. I've heard they're dangerous. By the way, they cause other issues. Statins elevate blood pressure, elevate blood sugar, elevate cholesterols. They can cause diabetes. They can rip your muscles apart. If you would like to see how to get your cholesterols to reset the right way, text the word heart plus your name and email to 704-906-2094. Hey, if you've got a tachycardia or an arrhythmia or a palpitation, almost always that's because of toxic heavy metals and neurological interference. The ebook will help set you free, and the Masterclass will show you what to do. Text the word heart plus your name and email to 704-906-2094. Well, there you have it. We just finished out what I believe to be an exceptional show. Your heart isn't the problem. Why chasing after the numbers has been masking you from the actual cause: inflammation, toxicity, subluxation. Let's address those and have the best heart health year ever. Thanks for tuning in. I'll see you guys next Saturday with the Ask Dr. Ernst Show. Until then, be blessed. Bye-bye.